Hey y'all. Hey Tammy. We had some technical difficulties on the other side. We with you now. We with you. We with you.
Hello everyone.
Welcome to Meeting in the Ladies Room.
Yes. So,
hey Kim.
I hope everybody had a happy holiday, a happy new year.
That's right. Happy New Year.
Everybody got their New Year's resolutions, so to speak. I don't have a New Year's resolution.
Me neither.
I don't do those. Sorry. So, what's your theme for this year?
Fearless.
Fearless. All right.
Fearless.
All right.
Fearless.
And my theme is the year of yes. I feel like Shonda rhymes when I said that. Mm-hmm. The year of yes. I mean, that's yes to all opportunities. Yes to every door that's opening. Yes to everything that is happening that already started last year. Mm-hmm. That's going to be multiplied tenfold this year.
Perfect. Yeah, fearless is I'm not letting anything stop me. I'm pushing forward.
That's what's up.
I'm in the wrong room. Happy New Year, Steph. You can stay if you like. If you're one of those guys that'll chime in, Brian, you can stay. Usually the guys don't say anything, so it's up to you.
So he's in the wrong room.
Because meeting in the ladies' room.
That's funny.
Yeah, but no, this year, 2019, for me, is about being fearless. Not let anything stop me. Sometimes we get so fearful. We don't want to, we're scared to move into what God has for us. So, 2019, fearless. That's my theme. Hey, Siobhan.
Anything that comes your way.
Anything that comes my way, I will walk in it. I'm not going to be afraid to do it.
You know, it kind of reminds me of that meme I saw on Facebook, with Shaq and all these like different
pushing the stuff out the way. Yeah, exactly. Wow. That's what you got to do. Can't let it stop you.
Right. What is your theme for the year? What are your themes for the year?
2019. What we doing, people?
What is your theme?
Hey, Tasha.
What is your theme, guys?
We're asking, what's your theme for the year? Mine is fearless.
And mine is the year of yes. Mm-hmm.
Just do it.
Oh,
okay, Tammy. That's good. That's good. Hey, Barb. That's good. Barb, we're asking, what's your theme for the year 2019? Mine is fearless. Hey, Carol.
And mine is the year of yes.
Okay, and for you guys just joining who may or may not know both of us, I'm Stephanie Rochelle.
And I am D.Renee.
At a blank.
I'm like, where the rest of it?
I know.
We're going to start over. Rewind.
Yeah.
Go.
Meeting in the ladies' room. I'm telling you, come here and you will have a good time. Hey, Gina. Hey, Kim.
So I'll go there. Yes, okay, I am D.Renee. I am the transformation specialist. I support women with overcoming obstacles so that they can elevate in life and business. And as a transformational life coach and consultant, as well as a licensed therapist, I support women with being able to overcome obstacles, being able to discover who they are, eliminate negative self messages, in addition to increasing self-esteem and self-confidence so that they can walk freely into their purpose and create the life that they desire to have.
That's wonderful. And I'm Stephanie Rochelle. I'm your life coach and your relationship rehab specialist. And in 2019, we're going to get it done. We're going to make sure everybody has some good, healthy relationships. And I see that Tasha has chimed in and says, this is a year of no excuses for her.
That's right. That's a good one, Tasha.
That's a great one.
Absolutely a good one. Hi, Kimberly.
Yes.
No excuses. That means regardless of what's going on,
no matter
get
what.
It done.
That's it.
Get it done.
No matter what.
I got this. All right,
okay,
Kimberly.
Kim.
Yes, you do. You got this.
I like it. This is what we talk. Hey, Kathy.
Hey,
Hey, Kim.
All right, you guys.
Okay, so now on Wednesdays we pick from the fishbowl. We never know what we're gonna talk about. So Dun, 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 dun.
And
let's see what we're talking about today. What is the topic? Oh.
Single parent issues while dating. I feel like we kind of touched a little bit on this last time when we spoke about the intentional dating and then the dating with a purpose. But we can definitely explore.
We can touch on it
more.
and then we can just pick another.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Want me to go first or you go first?
Since you're the single
parent. So single parent dating, as it relates to, being a single parent, I am a single parent of 2 boys. Mm-hmm. And I've always been a single parent. Let me just say that. It is it's difficult in the sense that I keep people away from my kids. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like my boys are now, like when they were a little bit younger, they're 16 and 11 now. But when they were a little bit younger, I had to get a babysitter. You know, you had to go through that whole process of finding a babysitter, getting somebody to be there with them. So while you're going on dates and stuff like that, so they'll have somebody there. So that was kind of difficult, only because for me, living here in Atlanta, I don't have as much family. I don't have family here like that. So my support system is very, very little, you know. And the little support that I did have from some of maybe my church members and stuff like that, you know, you don't want to overwhelm people too much. You know, you don't want to just depend on them and keep asking them and asking them and asking them. So it can be a little bit difficult as it relates to that, only because if you don't have a consistent babysitter, Cheryl, it can be a problem for a guy, especially if they're wanting to take you out a lot.
No, that's true. Yeah,
that could be an issue for them. But you know, hey, that's what you have to do.
It's part of the process.
I'll start there, and then we can move on to a different part of the issue.
That's just the season that you're in at that time. So they're either in it or they're not.
That's it.
And that's really one way to see if they're in it or not.
That's right.
Because either they want to go, you know, you're worth going through that season with you, or they're not. So that's a next.
That's right.
I mean, because that's where you're at in your life.
But you know what? I did have one guy that I dated a long time ago before I had my other son. That he paid for the babysitter. He paid for the sitter.
So he really wanted. I like that. Yeah. He really wanted to take you out.
Yeah. He
was interested. Oh, I like that.
He paid.
I never even thought about that.
So I think that's a good thing. I think some guys maybe can. You know, maybe step up and say, okay, well, if they're interested, I think these are things that guys who are truly interested in creating some type of relationship, some type of bond, really getting to know you versus really just trying to jump in your pants. Right. You know, that they will be more interested in doing things like that versus, you know, you got to figure it out, or if you got to pay somebody, that they'll be willing to kind of step in and do that.
Right. And actually, as women, we're looking for the guy that's willing to help as well, and that's adding value. So if you're trying to date me, and you're helping me with the situation, like he was coming in and helping to pay for the date, I think that's an excellent. Does anybody have anything to add about that? Just don't let them meet them.
Oh,
yeah, no. It was just paying for the babysitter. It wasn't meeting.
Yeah, that was it. He didn't meet them.
You probably missed that part, Kim. She said that at the beginning. Yeah.
As it relates to the single parent and dating and meeting my boys, like I explained last week, when we talked about the intentional dating, my youngest son is 11 years old. He has met one person. That's it. In 11 years of his life, he has met one person. I don't play that. I keep all that away from my child or my boys. I that's not something that I want to explore. I was exposed to that type of situations growing up with my mom and things like that, and I saw that, and that was not something that I wanted to expose them to.
That's good.
And so for me, you know, a guy, if he's going to meet my boys, then we have to be on a level to where we're really going somewhere and we're really doing something, because their emotional well-being, they're being attended to. Like, we are a package deal, you know, but we got to first establish what we have going on before you can just meet meet the boys. We're not doing that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. For those of you that just joined us tonight, briefly, we're talking about single parent issues while dating. What we do tonight is pull from the fishbowl. We never know what the topic is going to be. So we kind of touched on this when we talked about intentional dating. So we're just going to briefly stay here. Then I'm going to pull another issue or situation.
So, I mean, how did you do it? How was it for you during that time where you had to be a single parent? How was it for you?
Well, for me, before I got married, when I was dating, I dated on the weekends that my daughter was at her dad's.
Okay.
So, actually, my husband, Alex, is the first guy that she met.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then that was another issue, or so I thought. I'm like, she really liked him, like, really fast. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hold on. You know, even though, you know, we had kind of, you know, started a relationship. Mm-hmm. We were, you know, looking like it was going somewhere. But I just got a little nervous.
Right.
And I took her to my my pastor friend. I said, you might need to talk to her, because I mean, she's kind of latching on. You know, I just want to be sure she's okay. Mm-hmm. He's like, she's okay, because he's a good guy. Mm-hmm. You know, so sometimes you learn some stuff through your kids if you just kind of watch and pay attention.
So Kathy says, what are your thoughts about telling your children that you want to date? Ooh.
Look at Brian.
Look, Kathy, I think you Kathy, I think you missed it on last week when we talked about the intentional dating. We had someone on here who had not been having that conversation with their kids. Mm-hmm. But even then, my oldest son, he used to tell me all the time, I don't want you to get married. I don't want you to get married. I don't want you to, like, he was so against me having someone in my life. Like, it was, I mean, he would always say, it would almost irritate me.
Was he the man? Like, was he like?
No, you're never the man in my house. As long as you stay in my house, you're never the man. A man has his own house. A man pays his own bills. A man goes to work. A man takes care of his household. Your son,
did he think, is that why he was like that?
I don't know, but I always reassured him that he was not.
Right.
Because I don't ever want him to think that he's the man staying with his mama, because that's not a man unless it's something dramatic or something traumatic that's going on, and you just have to be in your mama house to help her because she can't do it or something like that. Okay. Other than that, you're not the man staying in my house.
That's
sorry.
Right. I just want to bring that up.
I don't raise my boys to ever think that you're the head of my house. Never.
That's wonderful.
Never.
That's wonderful.
You
gotta leave room for the guy to even be able to come in.
Absolutely.
So that's why I asked that question.
So Kathy, I think it's very, very, very important for you to have that conversation with your with kids, to let them know that, hey, mama is open. Mama is going to start dating, kind of what that looks like for your family, and what are the boundaries, you know, that you're going to have with them. Like, okay, you're not going to meet anybody. If I let you meet anybody, then this is going to be something serious. Right. You know, I'm going to respect our boundaries and our space. And just like, you know, I know people believe in the old school values, come pick you up from the house and all this other kind of stuff. But you're not even going to know where I live. I'm sorry. I will meet you wherever, but you can't come and pick me up until it's really, really serious, because I don't want any parts of that in the house where my kids dwell.
It goes back to, like you were saying last week, about the intentional dating.
Absolutely.
And it's about Tasha asked, I believe, like, how soon is too soon? Like, when should you introduce it? And sometimes you got to be on the same page. For Alex and I, we talked before we even met. So once we talked and knew that we were on the same page, had the same values, wanted the same things, like was looking for the relationship, you know, then we actually started dating and going out. Then once we saw that we could have a good time, you know, going out or not going out or whatever, then he was ready to introduce the kids. He still hadn't met my daughter as of yet, but so we met my daughter and my mom first. And he came with it. He came with the gifts, and, you know, of course, everybody just loved him immediately. My mom liked him. Autumn liked him. When we met his kids, we met in a neutral place. I was actually buying a car, and he came to help me out. And so they didn't know they were meeting me as the girlfriend. They were just meeting a friend that he was helping. So we eased into it that way.
So how many months after?
I want to say I want to say about 4 months.
Okay. So enough, at least longer than 90 days.
Yeah, I want to say 4 months.
We
talked on the phone for 2 months.
Let's just use Steve Harvey rule. Now,
Yeah.
At least 90 days, that give you an opportunity, depending on how often you guys spoke, depending on how often you date. You know, you don't want to say, okay, 90 days and you barely even speak to this person. You barely even see this person. Like, if you all are really, truly dating.
Yes.
Then
talking every day, saying good morning, saying good night, you know, checking in during the day.
Yes, exactly. If you are truly dating and you are conversing on a regular basis, then, you know, 3 months, 4 months might be sufficient if that's what's going on in that relationship. Right. But not necessarily if, okay, I've been knowing you, everything is sporadic. LOL, shoot. I said 6 months. You're right, Valerie, because it just depends. It depends on your relationship, and it depends on your comfort level with the situation. You know, you might not be comfortable after that while. It might take you a little bit longer. And
it depends on the guy.
It depends on the guy, but
Alex was bringing it. I mean, we were on the same page. Yeah. So you know, I knew that he was serious about, you know, what he was bringing to the table. I was still a little nervous, you know, because I had the guard up, but so it's different for every situation, and you have to gauge it by the consistency of the guy. That's what I would say. The consistency of the guy.
I agree.
The guy lets you know whether or not you can do that.
If the joke is inconsistent, then don't do it. Yeah, don't do it, because you don't want to bring someone around your kids who's gonna be in and out. Right. Hi, Fallon. Hi, sister.
Exactly.
So you have to, if they're going to be inconsistent, that's a what?
That's a negative.
That's a I thought you was going to say next.
Sometimes it's a next. Sometimes it's a negative, and it means next. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because, I mean, inconsistency in children, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. I mean, inconsistent being a single parent with you, that should not work, because it's gonna cause too many problems. They're not gonna follow through on their word. They're not gonna be there when you need them to be there. It's just and it goes on and on and on from there.
And causes you issues after they leave.
Absolutely, it does.
Especially when the child is looking for that.
Yes.
Like, I'm so thankful that worked out. You know, like I said, because Autumn was like really liking them. So if that wouldn't have worked out. You know, but we would have talked about that too, because I was that type of parent. We just gonna talk about it. We gonna discuss it. These are some things that happened. You know, we thought it would work and it didn't. You know, this is life.
So, what do you think is the best way to introduce children into a situation when you're a single parent?
For me, it was on neutral ground. Now, my daughter was in middle school. You know, so she was a little older. She wasn't real small. So he actually came to the house, and my mom was there, and Autumn was there.
Okay.
But like I said, when I met his kids, we were in a neutral arena because they were younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I think it should be on neutral grounds. When this guy met my son, I think we were picking him up from the airport at the time. It was at the airport. So, I mean, I don't think that a guy should just meet your kids by coming to your house and they're looking at you like
what's this?
Like,
they knew
what
about
is going
it.
on? What is going on? Who is this person? Like, why is this person in my space?
As friends in a neutral place.
As friends in a neutral space.
Kids meet your uncle. So then how do you change it from being Uncle so-and-so? Because my child would have been like, I thought you said he was uncle.
Yes.
That's not going to work, Brian.
Brian said kids meet your uncle so-and-so.
Yeah. Not going to work. Not going to work.
Look, no, we have too many uncles around, okay? Yes. I think that's like the number one way that women introduce guys into their kids' life. This is Uncle such and such. And then, you know, kids nowadays are really, really smart. Well, I ain't never seen him before, Mama. Like, where this person? Like, when? Who? Who does he belong? Like, what side of the family is he on? Like, kids are really, really smart nowadays, and they're not playing that. It's hard to do that now.
I have a question.
Sure.
You said brought up the Steve Harvey rule, at least 90 days, right? So I think Steve also talks about introducing the kids. I don't know if he says 90 days, but sometimes you know what type of child that you have. You know if they haven't worked, if they met other people and it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? So I think you kind of learn from that experience, because the child not liking your guy or vice versa, or if they don't gel, or say for instance the guy doesn't like kids. These are some questions that you got to ask up front. If you're getting ready or think you may like dating somebody and they don't really like kids, or they never wanted kids,
no. It's a next.
Yeah, it's a next.
It's a next, especially if you have
it's a next.
So if you guys are just joining us, the topic today is single parents and dating.
Yes.
So if you have anything to add to that, please join in and talk to us. Add your questions, your comments. What we would also like for you to do is share, okay? Absolutely. Share this live, share this feed. We want to have as many people as possible. We're talking about single parents and dating. The way that we do things here on Meeting in the Ladies Room is we have our fishbowl. So every week we discuss a different topic. Sometimes two. We discuss a different topic. It's not prepared. It's not planned ahead of time. We just come to you guys with value, with knowledge that we have. If it's something that you guys want to ask privately, please send us a DM or something like that. If you don't want to just put it out there, put it in a DM and we'll get your questions and everything answered. Answered during that time. Hey, Kathy.
Yeah.
So, again, we're talking about single parents and dating. So tell me a little bit about how does that work when it's like, how does that work? Like when single parents and the guy you dating, like and the kids in the house and y'all trying to have an intimate moment.
Well, firstly, because we live, you don't have those.
I mean, what you do with the kids though? Like as a
now,
single parent,
what do you mean by intimate moments? Like, are they staying there?
Yeah, they staying the night.
Like they gonna stay tonight?
Like they gonna stay tonight?
Oh, they didn't stay tonight. Yeah, no, they didn't stay tonight. Like I said, I dated when Autumn was at her dad's.
Okay.
So she didn't see that. So by the time that he was gonna stay tonight, like we knew that we was a couple.
Okay. But still, like, how did that work though?
Well, Alex is on here, but he probably didn't scroll it up. But he stayed in a different room.
Oh, okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
As my witness, because he's on this live. He was in a different room.
I agree, Stephanie. Stay in a different room.
Yeah, he was in a different room.
So what happens?
So we
when
were
you don't
actually
have that
gelling
option?
as a family. Then there's a couch, and a lot of times I stayed on the couch with him.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
She can never say that she saw that.
Okay.
No, we waited on that. Yeah. You gotta make sure, and you gotta remember, especially when you have daughters, it's real. You gotta make sure you showing them what's right.
Right.
Because I promise you, that's gonna ricochet on you.
And like I told my guy friend, I was like, you're not gonna just,
hey, Lita.
I had to let it be known, like you're not gonna just come to the house and be with me.
Right.
It's me and my kids.
That's right.
That's just point blank.
We all in the family.
We all
we all watching TV together.
We're together, but you can't that's not how they're gonna see you.
Right.
That's not how they're gonna see you just coming to the house.
And or they're downstairs and y'all in the room.
Right. No.
Right. No. We blending as a family. We seeing how this is working because it's because that's what it's gonna be when you get together. Y'all not gonna be up in the room and the kids downstairs. Everybody is going to be doing what they do.
Absolutely.
Every day after school or whatever. So, absolutely.
So, what do you guys think about, like, what are your thoughts about the single parent and dating? I know some of you guys and maybe married. Like, what are your advice? What advice would you give to a single parent as it relates to being able to date and being single and have to deal with the kids and stuff like that? Because sometimes that can get a little sticky. What happens if the kids don't like them though?
Right. I was lucky enough that didn't happen, but it meant a lot for me, for my daughter to like my mate. It meant a lot. It meant a lot. It's less struggle when they like them, but I mean, I think it goes back to Like, my daughter really was ready for me to be in a relationship because that's what she had seen. She had seen a relationship. So she was looking for, you know, her mom to have that mate. So she was actually happy when she finally saw Alex. Okay. And he just, you know, he was a good guy. So that part worked out. But, like, again, you have to raise your children too. Now, you know, if you know your child is a brat, people. If you know your child is a brat, and I'm not talking about spoiled, because my child was spoiled, you know, she was an only child. But you don't allow them to speak to people anyway, to treat people in any kind of way. They have to be, you know, they have to learn how to talk to adults and what you can say and what you cannot say, because they're the child. So these are a lot of things that I see going on with a lot of single parents. You know, we're so busy trying to compensate sometimes that we just let them be. We still got to raise them.
Like, my oldest son told me when he first met him, he was like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say because you ain't never brought anybody around us. You know, that's what he told. He was like, I don't know what to do. And, you know, of course, my youngest son, all he did was laugh. All he did was laugh because that's just who he is. But, you know, they just didn't know how to respond in that type of situation. So I guess I could have done more preparing. Yeah. You know,
so they didn't know it was preparing.
Coming. You know, of who they was gonna meet and all this other kind of stuff. I guess I could have done that, but you know, maybe next time. Maybe next time.
That's something to talk about. Well, I mean, we said before earlier they're on neutral territory, and I think you do. I mean, because like I said, Autumn and my mom, they knew that they were coming to meet Alex. Yeah.
See, so mine was a spur of the moment type of thing.
Okay.
Type of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was like, bye, I got to go do this.
What is the biggest challenge with a blended family? You have to have open communication. You got to have open communication. The biggest challenge I was talking about earlier, Rhonda, with a blended family, again, is the communication, like explaining stuff to your child. Because your child ultimately wants to see you happy.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, they want to see you happy. But again, like I said, you have to raise your children. Like if Autumn was a brat, like I wasn't allowed to be a brat growing up. Like like I wasn't running nothing. My mom did not allow that. You know what I'm saying? So you cannot let the kids run anything. They are still a child. You are still the parent, and you have to parent them.
So the biggest challenge for a blended family is going to depend on each situation. Right. Because as it relates to a blended family, everybody's situation is different. It might be the kids that might be an issue. It might be the ex. It might be the ex that may be coming in. You know, some people have baby mama, baby daddy, baby mama, baby daddy drama, you know, that can play into the blended family unit. It might be splitting. It might have the kids, you know, going from one person to the next person. You know, what she said. Yes. Stephanie said.
And that's where so many people go wrong. Yeah. Make sure the kids know they're kids.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And, you know, so we might have some splitting to where the kids might be going to one parent and then telling the next parent something else. Then you might have the parent trying to pull the kids in, you know, triangulation with that thing.
To the communication. And a lot of that stuff with the exes and all that's a boundary situation. See, I had that handled because I was divorced before I, you know, start dating. So I had the boundary set before I started dating. I had all that outside I had that shut down on my side. So that because I knew one day I was going to meet somebody and I didn't want that to be an issue on my side. Because most times it's an issue on the lady side. Sometimes it is an issue on the guy side. They haven't, you know, been clear with the ex.
You can post them right here, Phoenix. You can post your questions and your comments right here. We're just we're live in 2 different places. So you can post them right here, and we can definitely answer the questions.
Yep.
So so I mean, like I said, and like she said, communication is key.
It's key.
But it depends on you and your mate having that communication, you and your mate
being on the same page.
And making sure you have those boundaries. Yeah. Making sure you set, you know, the children. Yeah. Stay children.
Exactly.
And make sure the kids are kids. Like Tasha said, make sure the kids are kids.
And another thing I'm going to say, because your kids want to see you happy, they're willing to gel with this other side of the family, meaning, Alex's kids, Autumn is, they're like, well, we've been married now 2 years, but we've been together 5. So they're like sisters and brothers. They're not even step nothing. You wouldn't even know it if you seen us out. Yeah. Like everybody love everybody. And that's just a blessing. I think
Hey,
God
Xavier. Hey, Jaquay. So if you guys are just joining us, we're talking about single parents and dating, and how does that necessarily work with you, and what have been your experiences or your challenges with doing that. So the way that we typically do things here on the Meeting in the Ladies Room is that we pick topics each week from our fishbowl. We never know what we're going to choose, right, and we discuss it. And we ask for your input, and we ask that you guys share, because this is valuable information that someone can use. Maybe not you. If not you, then maybe it's somebody else that can use it. So that's what we're here for. Now. And we want you guys to interact with us, engage with us, post your comments, post your questions, so that we can answer to the best of our abilities and our knowledge. If you don't know, I am D.Renee, the Transformation Specialist. I support women with overcoming obstacles so that they can elevate in life and business.
Hey, Chi-Chi. And I'm Stephanie Rochelle. I'm your life coach and your relationship rehab specialist.
All right, y'all. So any more questions as it relates? Phoenix, did you have a question? Did you want to post a question about the single parent and dating topic? If you do, you can go ahead and post it right here. It's fine. But how do you feel about moving to the next topic? If you guys have any more questions, Chi-Chi.
We'll answer them, but I think it's time for a new topic. Okay. Since we talked about that twice.
All right, well, let's go then.
Woo-wee!
Da-da-da-da.
Ooh. Don't just be no. So now this, we're going to extend this again. Now we're talking about healthy and unhealthy boundaries.
So Barbara reads, most of my friends are single women with no children, dating guys with children. Should the guy
apply the same technique? So they have kids and your friends don't.
Ooh, that's a good one. So what happens when the woman doesn't have kids, but the guy has kids, y'all? That's the question on the table.
Again, it goes with the new topic.
Okay.
Healthy and unhealthy boundaries.
Okay. So what advice would you give to her, this person who has single friends who are dating people with kids? Because, our age, either the woman or man or somebody gonna have kids.
Right. Actually, it's more specific. It's the man that has the kids and the lady does not. So really and true, and we as women, we're most times the nurturer. So for one, you would have to make sure that's, again, one of your upfront questions, like, why hasn't she had any children? Maybe, she just met late in life, just never got married or whatever. But does she like children? Because all that nurturing, they're going to be looking for her to get that same stuff that they would get when they're with their mom from this lady now. So is she willing to do that? Is she willing to open herself up? Is she willing to help your children? Because it could be a daughter that the guy has, that he really needs that female perspective, to be shared with his child. And if she's not willing to do like the whole thing, again, we're at home, when we're all together, we're in the family room.
That's right.
We're all watching TV together. It may be a show that you don't want to watch. Are you willing to come down to this level and watch the kid program?
Right.
Because that's what we do when we have kids.
And in addition to that, like, what happens if, like, the man, like, the spouse dies or something like that, and so they're having to raise the children. So Tasha reads, at 45, you should be open to date a man with. Should you be open to dating a man with a 2-year-old?
Well, again, now people are meeting or trying to wait to have kids till they meet that person. So maybe they didn't get married, or maybe something happened and then they have a 2-year-old. So you have to really search and go through the questions and have a lot of those discussions. Again, communication to see, is this the guy? Because if he's the guy, if he's your guy, if he's the guy, then it will be worth it. Because I did not think I wanted to date somebody with young kids. And when I met Alex, his kids were 7 and 8. Autumn was in the 10th grade, by the time we met. She was in high school. So I'm like, I don't want want to do this, but it turned out to be the best situation. If I would have just stopped at that, I would have missed it.
Now, okay, so that let's take that question real quick. At 45, should you be open to date a man with a 2-year-old? That depends on you and your lifestyle. What is it that you want to do at this time? Because at 45, people are pretty much kind of settled. They've had their kids. They're in a routine now to where they can kind of go as they please, want to do what they want to do, and you have to decide, like, is this guy worth you sacrificing your independence? Because now, you know, he might not be able to date you.
You got kids.
even when they decide to bring you into the picture, like, is that what you want to do? You might not be able to go.
Great question.
You might not be able to go and do as you please because he got the kid, or you might not get all the attention because he has the kids.
You
might want to go. You might want to go do X, Y, and Z, but he can't do that because he got the kids. Like, you have to decide at 45 if that's what you want to, that's the lifestyle you want to have at this time in your life.
Yeah.
Now,
you got to be honest about it.
And you have to be totally honest because it's a huge sacrifice. You're starting from basically ground zero.
Yeah.
And like
2-year-olds, they're not need to be potty trained.
Yeah, they need to be potty trained. They're not independent. Like, you have to do a lot. So we have another question too. Hopefully that you answered the question.
52 and I prefer not to date.
So Stephanie said, I'm 52 and I prefer not to date a man with small children because of those. Yep, that's right, Stephanie.
But see, you're honest about it.
At least you know, and you're not putting on, and you're not fronting, and you're not putting yourself in a situation just to say that you're in a situation,
right? Or
just to be with a man or something like that. You have to know yourself and you have to know your boundaries. It's only fair to you, it's only fair to the kid, and it's only fair to the man.
That's right.
All right?
Absolutely.
So Fallon has a question. It says, okay, so a friend let her boyfriend move in and he pays for the Wi-Fi but doesn't want the kids on it.
Oh my.
For me, that's an issue. How do you all feel about that? Oh, that's a problem.
That's a next.
And what she mean by next, Fallon, because you haven't been on here, that means he got to go. He has to go.
He's paying for Wi-Fi but won't allow your kids to use it, and he's in the house with you and y'all trying to be a couple?
She said, girl, bye, Tasha.
That's a next.
That's about Tasha. Bye.
Oh,
bye.
Fallon, that's a next. That's a next. That's
yes,
a next. That's a next.
No,
that's just one thing, Fallon. So next is going to be something else that he's not going to want them to do. These are your kids. Wi-Fi, they need that for school.
Right. And even if they didn't need it for school, at the end of the day, it's her house. Even though that's right, Kathy saying hashtag next. He's in her house. He's paying the Wi-Fi that's probably nothing more than $60.
Yeah.
Rent costs more than that. Lights cost more than that. Gas costs more than that. Utilities, gas and lights and all this water and all this other kind of stuff costs more than $60. And he got a problem with the kids using Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is unlimited. First of all, Wi-Fi is unlimited. Secondly,
that's a hot topic.
Secondly, if he got a problem with her kids being on the Wi-Fi, like Stephanie said, what other issues does he have a problem with? It sounds like he got a problem with the kids if it sounds like he got a problem with the Wi-Fi, because the Wi-Fi is something small as it relates to the kids.
Yeah, Lita's saying, why is he only paying for Wi-Fi?
Yeah, that is a good question.
So again, Fallon, it's a next. I mean, just really think about what we're saying here. Thinking about what we're saying, because actually we're coming in love. Don't ever misunderstand.
That's right.
We are coming in love. We want the best for you. But you and your kids, that's a next.
Tasha said this is a hot topic. No, it's her friend. She said her friend, he moved in, and I guess the agreement is he only pay Wi-Fi. So I don't know how old your friend is. That might be a problem. That might be the issue, because if it's a for real grown woman, no man is gonna move in first of all and only pay for Wi-Fi, which is no more than maybe $60-$70.
That's a negative.
Because you will not be able to move in on a grown woman who have for real bills and for real things to purchase and only pay Wi-Fi.
Right.
Like, you're going to have to come, you're going to need to be the man, you're going to have to step up, you're going to have to do everything in this house if you're talking about moving in.
Yeah.
Because now, I mean, you getting over and the kids.
But how we say that is we're going to have to add value. If they're not adding value, ladies, and paying Wi-Fi is not adding value.
Because obviously they were functioning without the Wi-Fi before he got there.
Yeah.
Yes. Share, you guys. Yes, we want you guys to share. Fallon, you need to share this live with your friend or just share it so that they can see it. But at the end of the day, if your friend, if she has to know her value and she has to know her worth. And if she feels like that's all she's worth and she's willing to put that on
okay,
he pays half the rent and some utilities, so he's a roommate.
So he just don't want the kids on the Wi-Fi, and that's one of the bills that he's paying. So he feels like he can speak up. Okay. So what if he had children? I said, I don't want your kids to turn the lights on. That's what that sounds like to me. It's the same thing. We don't realize it, but it's the same thing. It just happens to be on her side with her kids. Mm-hmm. But what if it was the other way around?
At the end of the day, are they on punishment? Like, exactly, Tasha. That's what I said, a roommate. You only paying half, and some, that's a roommate. Mm-hmm. You do that with roommate. Those are roommate situations. I'm sorry, but it is. Yeah. So he should be paying all.
Yeah, it's not a relationship.
Yeah, that's not a relationship.
It's not somebody that's trying to add value.
No, it's not. He's definitely not trying to add value.
And the man should be bringing value.
That's right.
We should bring value as well, ladies, but the man should be bringing value.
That's right. He should already come with the plate. I was watching a live on a guy named, I think his name was Andrew Cody or something like that. He was, he was talking about the alpha male and things like that. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that he said is that the man should come with his plate. And that's so true. Mm. You shouldn't have, a man should come ready in your life, ready to step up, ready to take the place, ready to lead, ready to provide, ready to take care of things, not coming in there paying half. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. That's
because everything that comes with you, they are willing to accept the good, the bad, everything.
Right.
Everything that comes with your entire life, the bad people in your family, all of that. They willing to hang in there with you.
So she said, yes, he would make comments asking when would the come get the kids. I guess the daddy come get the. Oh no, he making those kind of. I'm sorry, y'all. Fallon said that he makes comments about the kids asking when are they going to, I guess when the daddy is going to come and get the kids. Mm-hmm. And I told her to leave him alone. So
he's trying to relax. He's trying to relax.
Yeah, he's trying not to be there.
The kid's in the way.
Yeah, you can't. What did Tasha say?
This is why you have to make sure he was a man in his own home before you let him be a man in
Absolutely. Because if a man hadn't even been in his own space, he doesn't know how to lead. Yes, when will the father come and get him? Yes, look, no, he can't move in with a woman with children and then want them to leave. Yeah. You leave.
Want them to be gone all the time because they live here.
Right, this is their house. This is their mom's house. But again,
and they were here first.
I'm going to say this. Hey, Stephen, I'm going to say this. It falls on the woman. Yeah. And I don't know how old this woman is, but it doesn't sound like she's very mature, or she sounds like she has some insecurities or some self-esteem issues. Yeah. If she's going to allow this man to move in, number one, and only pay half of this and half of that as a roommate that's probably sleeping with her, that's unacceptable. Mm-hmm. Number two, if she is going to allow this man, he need to move. Kim said he need to move. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, he does. Yeah. But in two, it sounds like her insecurities and her low self-esteem is allowing this guy to come in and basically have her choosing her kids over him. Yeah. Because that's what it sounds like, and that's never okay. You don't ever choose men over your children.
Selfish people.
Selfish
people do that.
Yeah.
That's right, Cheryl. Selfish people do that.
That's right.
Because they have to be first. They have to be the one. They have to be getting all the attention. That's why he's ready for them to go. Yeah. So he can get attention.
But that he doesn't sound like a real man. He doesn't sound like he was ready for the responsibility or anything. No. Fallon says she's 33 years old. She's 33. And it sounds like she's very grown. And it sounds like she has some insecurity issues that are allowing her to allow this man to move in on her and her kids and be able to basically dictate to her, they can't use my Wi-Fi when they're leaving to go stay with their daddy. Excuse me, sir, you need to leave. This is their home. You moved in with them.
But I promise you, when we were talking about earlier about raising your kids, I bet we don't have the whole story. I bet you these kids got some serious issues, possibly. Maybe that's it. Or maybe he's just selfish. It could be that too. But it could be Because I have a friend, and basically that's what he said. We mentioned this last week, that he doesn't want to move forward as far as marrying his girlfriend because they don't agree in discipline.
Okay.
They don't agree in discipline. So we don't have a full situation here, so I'm going to give them that. But that's another thing, ladies. Agreeing on how to discipline the children. So they still date, they still go out, they do things as an entire family, as you know, a husband and wife would. They're not married, but he won't go to the next level because she will not discipline her children.
And that's interesting. But again, I'm one who I don't like to put blame on the other person. Men and people, hey Brenda, men and people in general will only do what you allow them to do. Right. So she has opened that space. She has opened that place for him to come in there and do that. And maybe she thinks that's him being the man, you know, and running things in the house, but not if it's causing problems with him and the children. Right. I don't know how old these kids are. I don't know, but I don't know why she allowed him to come in, because it sounds like the issue with the kids didn't just start when he moved in. So my recommendation to her would be to go get you some counseling, deal with your self-esteem issues so that you can woman up and not allow this man to come in between you and your kids, because if he's going to move in on your space with your kids, then he needs to accept all that. You and your children are a package deal all the time. You can't have one without the other. That's right. Just point blank, period.
Because remember, that's a relationship.
That's
you relationship. And your child is a relationship. So when you start tugging at that and messing that up, you don't know what that's going to go into. So and then waiting on their daddy to come pick them up and all this other kind of stuff, when their dad is gonna come, it don't matter. When he stepped into that role, he stepped in to be the bonus daddy. That's right. So when they're not at the daddy's house, he's supposed to be the bonus daddy. But it doesn't sound like, again, that he wants that responsibility. It doesn't sound like it's something that he was ready for. It doesn't sound like they had the opportunity to be honest about it. That's right. But it goes back to what? Intentional dating, ladies. So Fallon's intentional dating. Fallon's right. They were not on punishment. They do not have any television. They already do nothing but academic work. They wanted to play a game on the computer for an hour. Wow. So what the mama say? That's what I want to know. What is she doing? Because he's doing team too much. First of all. Next. No, next. I'm not doing this one. Yeah, she need to leave him alone, Fallon. That's it. That's just all to it. Yeah. She need to leave him alone. Thank you for bringing it up though, because a lot of people struggle with this. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. But then that brings up another topic. I know we have healthy, but we might have to, you know, but that brings up another topic of, you know, these women who allow men who have self-esteem issues, that allow men to come in and not necessarily like settle for whatever. Yeah. Like to settle for just having a warm body next to them. Right. Next to them at night. And even though it may not be the best fit for them. Hey Terry, how are you? Hey Sean. Hey Sean. You know, even though it may not be the best fit for them. Jacory writes, sounds like a controlling man to me. Hi, Miss Renee. Hi. Absolutely. Hi, Jasmine. Controlling, selfish. Yes, Jacory. Yes. That's Jasmine. Yes, Jasmine. I just caught on to the name. Yes, that it does sound like a very controlling man. Tonight, for you guys just joining, we're talking about single parent issues. We're talking about unhealthy and healthy boundaries while dating. Yes, that's what we're talking about. We kind of got stuck on the single parent issues with dating. It went on. It's a lot to talk about in this topic. I see. We're gonna have to hit this again. Yes, because I'm like, it sounds very controlling, but you know, as women, you have to set the boundaries. You have to take responsibility for that. Yeah. You know, you can't blame a man. You can't, I mean, even men, when they get women that come into their lives, like people will only allow you to do exactly. But again, it's intentional dating. Yeah. A hookup does not turn into a relationship. Hey Trey. And people disagree with me, but I promise, if you want a relationship, don't start with the hookup. Just wait until you find the one, after asking the questions, after weeding them out. that want the same thing as you. Don't think a hookup is going to turn into a relationship.
Hey, Vinny.
I haven't seen it happen yet.
Hey, if you guys just joined us, Stephanie just said that we were discussing single parenting and dating and how and the effects of that, and and as well as healthy and unhealthy boundaries.
Yeah.
So what did Kim say?
Exactly,
She said
Kim.
she has very low self-esteem. She accepts all of that, and that is, you are absolutely right, Kim.
But a lot of people do, and this is why we're here. This is why we're doing this type of platform, because we want you to know that you are worthy. You don't have to do that, but don't be scared to say next. I mean, that's a really bad situation for most people on here. Everybody is saying the same thing, how horrible that is, but she didn't get it. So hopefully now, share it live. Hopefully she'll get it. Hopefully she'll see where we're coming from and feel that she is worthy. And because she doesn't have to do that.
Because she deserves to have someone who supports her.
And her children.
Supports her children, who's able to step up and be the man. What does Tasha say?
Do not get involved with someone that does not want the same thing in a relationship and in life.
That is right. That is
intentional dating.
That is
Don't
right.
think the hookup is going to turn into this wonderful relationship.
And you guys, if you all didn't join us last week we talked about intentional dating, and what intentional dating means, meaning that if you know that you want a relationship, if you know that you want a family-oriented person, especially if you have children, like that should be number one, that you want a family-oriented person in your life. If you know that you want X, Y, and Z, then that's what you need to date for. Not dating and settling for just a whole bunch of other stuff just to get your needs met, your needs met, or just to have a warm body, or just so you're not lonely and things like that, because it opens up these type of situations where you let people in your life that doesn't accept. Obviously, this person does not accept her children, because even as a package deal, and he's okay with their daddy is involved. Then when they gonna go over there with the daddy?
He's probably there for the hookup.
Yeah,
and he's probably there because he didn't have anywhere else to go.
That's right. I agree.
And see, that's a negative.
That I agree.
Again, he's not coming in trying to add value to the situation. Intentional dating is it, y'all.
Yeah,
I mean, I cannot say that enough.
I totally agree.
It has to be intentional, and if you're in having the discussions up front, don't be afraid that they're going to leave just because you're putting out there what you're looking for.
That's right.
If they leave, we want them to leave.
Next, they were meant to leave.
It's a next.
They were meant to leave.
It's a next.
Because they're not in alignment with what you want. And too often, especially as single women, sometimes with children, especially, we feel like sometimes you have to settle for this, or you have to settle for that, or nobody's gonna want me because I have X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But that's not true. That's not true. I don't care if a woman with 6 or 7 kids, right? If a woman with 6 or 7 kids can find a mate, clearly you with your 1, 2, or 3 can find you mate. There's somebody out there for everybody. You don't have to settle for whomever, whatever comes your way. Especially like Jasmine mentioned, especially if they're controlling, especially if they're trying to tell you the kids don't have TV, the kids don't have any of these things. Like, what is he bringing to the table other than paying half of the bills? Because if there's no TV, there's no cable, there's none of these other things, like, what is he bringing? And then to say that they can't use the Wi-Fi, like, he's not bringing anything to the table. And as women, you don't have to settle for that. And even as men, you don't have to settle for that. If you are a single parent, you don't have to settle for someone that's not adding value. You don't have to settle for someone that's not coming in to help you, not just help with paying half of the bills, because a real man is going to come in and he's going to lead, and he's going to take
the soccer practice or the football practice or the whatever, to the ballet recital or whatever you need help with. Because that's what families do, and that's what you're trying to create.
That's right.
So if they're not willing to do all that, guys, it's a next.
It's a next.
And that's the one thing, I disagree with, and you guys may disagree with me, but I believe selfish people, they don't change.
Ooh, I agree.
Selfish people don't change. I paid attention I paid attention when I had to come back out here and start dating on whether or not they were that. Because see, I'm not. Mm-hmm. I'm not selfish. So I made sure that was one of my. No.
I mean, and Tasha writes, "Please leave. You are a waste of space." That's right.
But because selfish people is just for them.
Yeah, selfish people.
Which it sounds like that's one of his issues.
Yeah, it sounds like he's selfish and controlling. But you can't be selfish when you have kids. Like, especially when you're going into a situation where there are kids involved.
Exactly.
You know, you just can't be selfish.
Yeah.
I mean, period. If you want to be selfish, you stay by yourself. And you can find those women out there who don't have kids.
Yeah.
You can find those women out there who have what it is that you want. You know, you don't have to go into this lady's life and then be mean and be treating the kids crazy and tell them they can't even get on the Wi-Fi and to play a game. Like, who does that? What type of person are you to do that?
Absolutely.
My.
Absolutely.
That's all I can say.
Again, we're talking about it right here every Wednesday, ladies. You know, if you have some other questions, topics that you guys would like to see and discuss on Wednesdays, DM us, hit us in the messenger. You know, we'll bring it forward right here and talk about it and just learn from it. This is to learn and to grow, just to be better. That's what this channel is all about. I gotta follow through
my next. That's right.
Come on, Christy. We still waiting on the next.
You got to follow through on the next, because what happens is when people get comfortable and when you allow them to come in and do whatever they want to do,
yes,
then it makes it that much more difficult.
And you know what, Christy? It's that one person out there that you are missing out on that is willing and ready to be right there with you through it all. He can't come in. He can't come in. He cannot come in because you won't say next to a bad situation. He don't have no one but will put up with his... Exactly. We can't do that because it trickles down. It's trickling down to her kids. It's trickling down to her kids. So we can't do that. I mean, this is why we're telling you got to say next. I'm not saying to say next to be mean. I'm saying to say next to get to the situation that you're supposed to be in. Not to stay in a bad situation, because it just typically doesn't get better. When was your first date with my husband? After 2 months. We talked on the phone strictly for just 2 months. And you know, we laugh at that now because we could have been catfish. Like, we wasn't even thinking of that. Like, we didn't even see each other than the picture that was on, because we met online. So we just assumed everybody was everybody. But now I tell people that I talk about my dating strategy. I tell them to at least FaceTime or something, but just don't go out meeting them until after talking for at least 30 days. We talk at least 30 days. Give yourself time if you're on the same page, because again, it comes out quickly what you're looking for.
Have to have standards. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You definitely have to have standards, especially when you're dealing with dating, children, no children.
Right.
If you don't have standards, you know, one of the things that they say, if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for everything.
That's right.
And if you that standing mean have your standards, have your values, have your morals in place and intact, and don't leave them behind just to settle for a warm body.
It goes back to that self-worth though. Ladies, we got to know that we are worth it.
Absolutely.
I know that I'm a good person. I know that I bring good stuff to the table. So I was looking for somebody that was also good like myself and brought good stuff to the table.
That's right. That's right. And I mean, you have to know your value. And that's why I said to the young lady that had that issue is that her self-worth, it definitely sounds like she doesn't have that. And it doesn't sound like she values herself enough to be able to say, you know what? You're not going to come in here and treat my kids this way.
That's right.
Like, you're going to have to go.
Yeah.
Because this is what we're not going to do. Because at the end of the day, after 6-7 months, he can get up, walk out, and leave.
That's right.
And then you and your kids have to deal with that heartbreak, and then the drift. Or I don't know how old these children are, but the tension between you and the kids as it relates to this man, and so that you don't continue to repeat that pattern over and over and over again.
Absolutely.
So know what you want, know your values, know your self-worth as it relates to being able to identify a good mate.
Absolutely.
You know, because at times when we are in vulnerable situations, and I think that a self-esteem issue constitutes a vulnerable situation, you make decisions that are not healthy for you.
Enough is enough. That's right.
What did Tasha say?
Tasha said, we have all played the fool, but for how long? Enough is enough at most of our ages. But that's what I mean about having a dating strategy, intentional dating. It gets rid of it weeds them out. It weeds them out.
But and that's right.
And then from that you see who's going to be consistent.
That's right.
Because consistency is key with me. Are you doing what you say? Are you showing up when you say you're going to show up?
That's right.
You know, Alex was on it. I mean, he was asking me out before the end of the week because he didn't want somebody else to ask me. You see, so he was consistent. He was intentional about who he was trying to go after as well.
Right. So, I mean, again...
Which made me pay attention. I was like, wait a minute.
Right. Hey.
I was like, okay, he's serious.
So, I mean, but most women can take a page out of their book. Like, you have to pay attention, you know, and I think we said that a little bit last week, too, when we talked about the intentional dating is... We got to think, oh, well, he just a nice guy, and what's wrong? And, you know, we have to pay attention. Oh, he being consistent. Oh, what's wrong with him? And, you know, why he keep asking me out? Or why if you're not feeling, and you know what, women do that, and they question that if they're not feeling the guy. So if you're not feeling the guy, just let him know. You don't have to sit there and critique him and make him feel bad about pursuing you. And then the next dude that come, oh, he think I'm gonna chase him and this and this. But when the other guy was pursuing you, then you had something to complain about that. So you have to do a self-check when it comes to those type of situations. You have to check yourself.
Let men be men.
Yes.
Men will chase you.
Yes.
You don't even have to chase them.
Yes.
Men will chase you.
Hey, Sophia.
Hey,
they sure
Sophia.
will. They will definitely chase you if you're what they want.
Exactly.
If you're what they want. Tasha said, when I met my husband, I stated what I wanted at the beginning. If I would have done that in the past, I think less mistakes would have been made.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We live and we learn, but that's why this platform is here.
That's it.
We're going to bring it right here on this platform. We're going to bring it on Monday, Mindset Mondays, Transformational Tuesdays, and Meeting in the Ladies' Room on Wednesdays. We're talking about real stuff.
That's right. Real stuff. Real people, real issues.
Real issues.
That's what we do. Because at the end of the day, if you don't, then you're gonna have a problem. You're gonna it's gonna be an issue.
Yeah, and this is a judgment-free zone. No judgment here. Nope. We just all trying to learn and grow. We're not trying to down anybody or we it's all in love. It's all in love. We want everybody to get what they're looking for.
But women and men. You just have to stand in your value. You have to stand in your value regardless of the situation, and don't settle for anything. Don't just settle just to have someone there. If a man is a single parent, don't just settle to have a woman there because maybe the mother passed away or something, something's going on, or maybe she's just an unfit mom and things like that, and you need that mother figure for your daughter or your children and things like that. Don't just settle for anybody because because those people, when you bring them into your life, they leave.
Thanks, Tasha.
Thank you, Tasha. Tasha says tonight was very motivating. Thank you. When those people come into your life and your children's life, they leave lasting impressions, and you can decide whether that's going to be a good one or a bad one, because children remember. They remember everything.
Absolutely.
Like, they remember everything.
And everything it's an experience for you, and it's an experience for the kids, and that's what we got to remember. It's not just about you. It's about the entire family, the entire unit.
Hey, Angela.
Yes,
that's right. It is. And when you decide that this is what you want to do, then you have to know that you know. You're welcome, Kim. You have to know that you know that you know. Hi, Ike. Yeah. So
we're kind of closing up, but tonight what we were talking about was single parent issues, intentional dating, and healthy and unhealthy boundaries. Yes. That's what tonight. So please, if you know somebody going through that who needs the help or looking for some answers, share the feed. And
even if you don't know that somebody need that, thank you, Keisha. That's my therapist friend, y'all. That's my best friend. But even if you don't know, because sometimes women suffer in silence. That's gonna be a different topic. We're gonna have to put that in our fishbowl, and we want you guys to DM us or email us. Hey, Ike. And let us know your topics. But women suffer in silence, and so sometimes you might not even know your friend may be going through all this stuff. So share the live feed. You never know who it might bless, because we're just here to provide value. If you have questions or concerns or anything like that, please, you can email me. Thank you, Tasha. You can email me at info@tlccs.net, or you can email Stephanie at
Stephanie Rochelle Consulting @gmail.com. It's easier though, y'all. Just hit us in the messenger.
Yeah.
Hit us in the messenger or DM us. That'll be just fine. We will definitely answer any more questions. You guys coming on late, got a question, or you hit the replay. If you come back on a replay, please do #replay so we know that you caught us on the second go round.
#replay.
We appreciate you guys for joining.
Yes. Because we always come back later on and answer whatever questions or comments that you all may have, and
if we missed anything.
So we do apologize. Things kind of be moving all over the place, and we definitely appreciate your support. Thank you, Kathy. We appreciate your support. In this matter, again, I am D.Renee, the Transformation Specialist. I support women with overcoming obstacles to help them elevate their life and business.
And I am Stephanie Rochelle, your life coach and your relationship rehab specialist.
Okay. And we want you guys. So, Stephanie, what do you have coming up next?
Every Monday, I'm here on the same page live at 8 p.m.
Thank you,
Mindset
Cheryl.
Mondays.
So at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Mondays.
What is your live? What is your live? What is your name from the page that they're going on?
Stephanie Smith.
Yeah,
my personal page.
Live from Stephanie Smith. So, and then I have Transformation Tuesdays. That's every Tuesday at 8 p.m. From my business page, which is D.Renee, the Transformation Specialist. So I go live there every Tuesday. Well, not the past 2 Tuesdays due to the holidays, but every Tuesday at 8 p.m. I do Transformation Tuesday, and we hope to provide value and support for anyone. And then we're here on Wednesdays, you guys. So we want you guys to join us on a meeting in the ladies' room where we discuss anything, everything. Please give us your questions, your comments, so that we can just add them into our bowl. Yes,
great feedback today. Great feedback.
Yes, awesome. Thank you, Terrell. Terrell said, "Great job, ladies. A lot of great info. Enjoy." So we want you guys. We want this to be interactive. We want to provide you guys with different topics and values. We want this to be interactive. We were supposed to bring someone on this week, but we did not. So hopefully next week we can bring someone in live to join us.
Yeah.
So that you can talk and provide feedback and information to the viewers.
Sit in the hot seat with us.
Yeah, sit in the hot seat. You get to be on and provide your information and talk to us and answer questions. So we definitely appreciate you guys. So
thank you so much.
If you missed it, Catch us in the replay, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you all so much.
All right. Good night.
All right. Good night.